All right, I just finished tracking 3 songs. I wanted to give you guys a rundown of my setup. People ask me a lot, so here's what we have. The drum set is a Tama Star Classic Birch Bubinga drum set. Sizes are 8, 10, 12, 16, 22-inch kick. Man, this kit is amazing. I can get a lot of different tones out of it. It's probably one of my favorite kits that I own. This is the Silver Linings kit. On the heads, we've got my favorite. These are Remo Emperor Clears on toms. And I actually have Emperor Clears on the bottoms to actually contain some of the overtones. But I love this. On the kick, we've got the Evans EMAD 2 down there. On snare, here's what we have. This is my Sakai snare. I believe it's a stave snare. It's a beautiful snare. I put the Aquarian triple threat head on there. On hi-hats, I've got the Paiste Formula 602s, 14 inches. This crash over here is an 18. It's a Wuhan Linear Smash, Sabian Legacy 18, Stag DH 8-inch splash, Zildjian A 10-inch splash with a 21-inch HH Raw Bill Sabian Ride, 18-inch Stratus crash, another Wuhan crash, and then another Wuhan China here. There we have. So microphone-wise, here's what we have. Starting with kick in, we've got the Beta 91 by Shure. And then on the out, I use the Beta 52. Now, depending on the song, I will swap these. Sometimes I go kick in Beta 52 with a condenser mic on the out, depending on how big or kind of how boomy I want the kick. This is a little bit more tighter. On snare, here's what we have. We have the SE V7. Now, this does really great with rejection on hi-hat. And I try to leave some depth there on the hi-hat so you don't get a lot of bleed and angle it from the side. But this is really good on snare bottom. Here's what we have. We have the Sennheiser down here. This is the 906. Capturing snare wires does really good. You can kind of crank it and get that crunch out of it if you need it. On hi-hat, we went with the AKG P120, not a very expensive condenser mic, but it does get the job done and very crystal clear. On toms, now I'm very different on my toms. I use condenser mics over the standard tom microphones that people use. And what's better to me about this is rejection seems to be better, but what does get picked up is better for cymbal bleed, right? Because they're usually used for hi-hats or overheads. So I can get more top end out of my toms. I still get the body, and they do better, and I don't have to do so much high-end cleanup on toms with the cymbals. And then on floor tom, we've had the infamous 421. Over here, Sennheiser 421. Then on the ride, I have a condenser mic underneath there. Just a cheap, another Sterling microphone underneath there on ride. And then I have these over here, AKG and a space pair, AKG P120. Now, these are great. They can be a little bright sometimes, but you can tame them pretty well. They still get a great picture. They are centered off of the snare. I like space pair on my kit because, as you can see, it goes all the way around. I call it the spaceship. So capturing everything, and it is based off the center of the snare here. So that's what I'm doing. I don't have any room mic set up for these sessions. I didn't really feel like I needed them. They weren't required. So this is what we have, and that's the setup. Thank you, guys.